Before we get started, just a couple of things. These meetings are televised live, so when you approach the podium, please tell us who you are, the business you represent, and you can lay your plans out on the table next to the podium. If you haven't already done so, we'd please ask you to turn off your cell phones. And before we get started with the agenda, I'm going to ask David Nott to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first application tonight is DRB 2017-36, the application of Thomas Jefferson University at 789 East Lancaster Avenue in Villanova for 3 wall signs. Good evening.
Good evening. My name's Ron Patterson. I'm attorney for Thomas Jefferson, 1835 Market Street, Philadelphia, PA 19103.
Okay.
My name is Ernesto Betancourt. I'm the project manager at Thomas Jefferson University, and this is my project.
Great, great. Nice to have you here.
Thank you. Sorry to be back for a third time on our sign package.
That's okay.
So here's the site plan. The building is the furthest one setback from Lancaster Avenue. This page shows what was approved last time, where we had changed this copy to reflect the doctor's name who would be practicing primarily in this medical office facility. What we're proposing to do is go back to a more homogeneous look with the dark navy colors to match, and just change the copy on these 2 signs. So there's no change in location of the signs, no change in dimensions, and no change in sign area. There's the last approved, and that's what's proposed. And that's a larger version of it in the navy blue.
It's pretty cut and dry. Questions?
What was the issue before?
David, I'm sorry, you're...
I'm sorry, what was the issue before? If you,
Our issue or the township's issue?
Township's issue.
I don't recall that there was, but we may have talked about illumination.
Okay.
That they're internally illuminated, and the blue is not illuminated, only the lettering. And it
Right.
would be auto dimming at nighttime. Correct?
And the material will match the existing signs there?
Correct.
Okay,
It's an aluminum base.
okay. Colin?
No question.
Okay. David?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Any questions for the board? You guys are okay?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. David, want to make a motion?
With regard to DRB 2017-36, I submit for approval by Thomas Jefferson University, approval to mount some wall signs.
Okay, do we hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Great,
Thank you,
Have a good
gentlemen.
evening.
Appreciate that. Next on the agenda is DRB 2017-37, the application of Le Pont Quotidien at 223 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne, zoned under the Wayne Business Overlay District for a ground sign and an awning.
Hi, my name is Rob Legacy from Edge Signs and Graphics.
Hi there, Rob. Okay, why don't we start with the awning?
Yep. So we're proposing to reface the existing awning frame. Here's the- It's this umbrella canvas awning.
Just so that my colleagues know that the original structure was an awning, and when they came in a couple years ago, they took down the awning, left the structure with the hopes of putting flowers and plants in there and having them grow within the structure. So I guess that idea didn't work, or they're looking to change it up.
I'm assuming it didn't work.
Okay, all right. So here you are. All right, good. Okay. All right, so it's umbrella.
It's a black umbrella fabric.
Okay.
Well, there's some lettering in the front there.
We run into this problem a lot, where if we stick strictly to the code book, you're only allowed to put like your name, phone number, website, address number. We usually let a business have like a byline. There's a lot going on that awning. I don't know how much of that. Like the pastries and organic breads at the bottom. I don't know if that's a little over the top.
It doesn't offend me, but
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know, does it go against the language?
I mean, bakery and restaurant's kind of a byline, you might say, but breakfast, lunch, or brunch, lunch, you know, where do we draw the line? How much can we allow the applicants to have up there? I mean, there's certainly windows signage that they'd be allowed to use if they want to advertise pastries and breads and stuff like that. I'm just throwing it out there. Like I said, if we go strictly by the book, yeah, they shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
But we've given it a little leeway to other businesses.
I think we were just trying to keep it clean with the small white lettering
Yeah,
across
yeah,
the
no, I
bottom.
agree.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a clean look, but,
Does the breakfast and lunch already exist above the? Oh, it does.
Yeah, it does.
That's existing.
But I can't see the complete awning, but we're going to have basically the same thing now, serving beer and wine as well. Is that going to be on the awning?
no, here's actually the text at the bottom here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't see the bakery there.
Hey, here's a drawing.
Like I say, I think the intent when the code was written to have,
What's that?
I think the intent when the code was written to have the pertinent information there, like you
Yeah.
say, like a phone number, an address number.
I understand.
You know, name of the business, the website. Those were the key things, and
I think
you
they're
know.
just trying to notify the audience.
Yes.
Their product.
Right.
Because I guess the name is confusing.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the name's really confusing. I'm still figuring out how to say it myself.
I'm not sure what it even translates to tell you the truth. But
yeah. So I'm just throwing it out for you guys, just to get your take on that.
Yeah.
If you have an issue with it or not. I mean, it's not going to be large lettering. I think they're doing,
I'm
4 and
personally
7/8.
Fine with it, but it's,
The question I have is that, would you normally have your address there?
Well, that,
On the awning?
actually,
I don't see-
I think that may be an issue by itself, because I'm not too sure an address is on that
Yeah.
building. So we may have asked them to put that on the awning.
We could put that on the awning if
Yeah,
need be.
you need to have your address number on your building somewhere, and whether it be on the door or the awning or somewhere where it's going to be pretty visible.
I think the balance of the awning, the font, it's not really too
No, it's not, it's not.
obstructive.
Oh, no, no, absolutely
As
not.
well as you're so far set back from Lancaster Avenue.
Yeah.
and it's better than the frame.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so.
Yeah.
I was there to survey it, yeah.
Yeah, maybe add the address number.
Yeah.
In this portion of the above the door.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that little blank area. Okay.
And then does it then require the address number on the signage?
No, not really, not necessarily. So, okay, so you guys are all right with that?
Yeah.
Ray, you're all right, okay with that? I know it's a gray area there with a lot of text on the awning.
We're kind of reading this now in the
Yeah.
section, and it says, phone number, address,
Right.
and
Yeah, it's pretty cut and dry.
pretty cut and dry
Yeah.
about what can be on there and can't be on
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I know, like you say, we've bent the rules a little bit on that, and, yeah,
We've been it more for the logo end of it, or for a trademark,
right,
but the board has never, or usually does not allow anything in. Just remember, we have a lot of awnings, and
right,
is this,
Slippery slope.
yeah. Well, I
is this
think,
where you need to be?
yeah, I'm just trying to think of, I'm trying to think of a business, let's say if it was Bill's Place or something like that, that wouldn't really tell the public what it is, but then he might put dry cleaning next to it or whatever. So you almost need to tag your business a little bit. Of course, they have large signage right over top where it says breakfast and brunch, so I think everybody knows it's a restaurant.
I mean, I personally find the lettering on the stucco more offensive, but. than-
Yeah, I
than the
do,
awning.
well, I do
I
too,
would
yeah.
agree.
Yeah,
And as well as even on the,
yeah, we'll get to that,
Yeah.
yeah. Right,
Yeah, the sign was pretty bad.
okay.
too.
Yes, Ray?
The sign out front also has what the business is, does it not? Bakery and restaurant?
Yes. So it's all pretty
To say
redundant.
that I think you're going to see, on a personal note, you're going to see the sign out at the street that says restaurant, rather
Right.
than reading everything that wraps around the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
So is the issue basically just consistency and the code?
Yeah.
From the township's perspective, yes. I mean, the board and the board and the ordinance is clear as what can be up there. So if you start to
Right.
allow this, then, you've opened the door for
Yeah.
everyone else that
Recommend
comes in
removal.
and
Yeah.
wants to do this. So
I would think in order to be fair to the other.
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
other merchants in Wayne and throughout Radnor Township, be consistent.
Yeah. And I think maybe Colin or Dave brought up the point that it's on the building, breakfast and brunch. So you're kind of tagging the building. Some stores in Wayne don't have the luxury of putting up a wall sign and an awning sign.
Yeah.
So, yeah, breakfast and brunch would actually be in 3 places then. The
Right.
ground sign, the
Yep.
wall, and the awning. So it's probably a little too much, so.
Okay.
Could you go back and ask your people and explain to them what went on here tonight? And maybe if they want to they can put the name of the business on there if they want again.
They could just put, that's all that they would be able to put would be the name
Well,
of
they
the
could put their
business.
phone number or website
Website and address.
and address number
Phone number.
according to the code.
So basically remove descriptive font.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know in the code book, it's never been updated, but the website isn't mentioned in the code book, but we've allowed that, so, yeah.
So only the phone number, website, or the name of business would be allowed?
And the
And
address
address.
number.
And the address.
Does that sound good, Ray? You all right with that? Yeah.
I think the font's fine.
Yeah, the size is well under the,
Yeah, I think it look nice.
and what we can do is ask you to come back and just leave a copy at the Township building.
Okay.
Of the final, what the awning's going to basically say.
Okay, yeah, I can.
So they'll have a copy for the records.
I'll have this revised
Yes, thank you.
and then
Yeah.
drop it off to the township.
Okay.
And then it'll be approved as noted then? Okay.
All right.
And the monument sign.
And the
Yeah.
sign out front?
Okay, the ground sign, so it looks like you're changing that out?
Yeah, it was an existing lighted sign at one point, so they're gonna retrofit the faces to aluminum faces routed out with push-through white letters and upgrade the lighting to LED lighting.
Okay.
Is that,
On the inside.
is the font the same thing as the font for breakfast and brunch that's affixed to the building?
Looks a little different.
It looks
If
a
you
little
look
bit
at the-
different.
Yeah,
The cue's a little different, yeah.
yeah.
It's I guess this is their updated logo.
Okay. I guess the one thing I have an issue with too, it's now serving. I mean, it's not, that's almost,
Well, I would also say the beer and wine, the whole thing. Now serving beer and wine.
right. So it's basically it's bakery and restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
So no beer and wine. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, there's opportunities for window signage.
Okay.
You can use up to 20% of your window signage for advertising. So if they want to put something in the window, hopefully it's not going to be too big, but
Yeah, 20% of the
Yeah.
area. Yep.
But
Okay.
on your ground sign, it does fit the square footage requirements. It's just, again, too much text.
Okay, so we just need to take the now serving beer and wine off.
Right. Yeah, so you can leave bakery and restaurant. That'll identify your business.
Yeah, just note the breakfast and lunch is it's a different font from the existing, what's up there now, like Le Pont Quotidien.
It-
Right now, it's a whole different font. This is a different font than that.
Yeah.
Different
We
style.
approved it.
Yeah. Okay.
Your
Yeah, I would
entrance,
almost-
exit sign, are you
almost
doing anything
concede
there?
if they
They're
remove
not doing
that, we would-
anything.
Okay,
with
so
that.
it's just the 2 signs you're coming in for, nothing
Yes,
else?
yes.
Okay. All right, you guys all right with that ground sign then?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
think- I think it
internally
looks- I think it looks
illuminated.
great.
Yeah, I think it's going to look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice and
Vast
clean, I
improvement.
think.
Yeah.
Nice improvement.
Yeah, it'll have a little-
Definitely an improvement.
Yeah, it's
Both-
definitely gonna
both-
jump.
Both things for sure. Yeah.
So the existing framework you're going to keep,
Yes,
and you just repaint it?
yes.
Black,
Abs-
okay.
Yeah, be black, yeah.
Is it in good enough shape to do that? or-
It is, yeah.
It is,
I
okay.
surveyed the whole.
Okay.
the whole-
All right. Good. And we probably told the prior people that came in here, and I don't know that they do it, but you're not allowed to put out any sandwich boards.
Okay.
So if they ask you to fabricate a sandwich board,
I'll let them know.
tell
I'll
them no.
pass it on.
Okay, you got it. Hate to
I
take
don't
a
have
job
any-
away from you,
I don't
but,
have any orders for sandwich boards. right
okay,
now.
not yet, right? Okay, all right.
No. So,
Okay, what else, guys? Questions, comments?
Is it an approval?
I'm sorry?
Is it an approval subject to?
Subject to that changes. And, sir, do you have any questions for our board?
I do. So this will be approved as noted. I'll have this redrawn and dropped off to the township right away.
Yeah, if you would, please, in both the ground sign and the awning sign.
Okay, and then I don't have to come for another hearing?
No, no.
Okay, I could submit the permits, submit this with the permits?
Okay, yeah, Peggy's nodding yes. So,
Yes.
okay, all right, good.
So we're approved as noted as long as I
We'll make the approval on that right
bring
now.
this with the permit
Yes,
as noted.
yes.
Okay, good.
All right, so I'm going to ask Colin to make the
Why don't you
motion
take
for,
this? You take this
or
one.
David, you want to take it? Okay.
Yeah, with the matter of DRB 2017-37, I submit for the approval of a ground sign and awning for Le Pont Quotidien located at 223 East Lancaster Avenue, subject to, with the awning, the removal of the description, which will be substituted by either the name of the restaurant, the address, telephone number, and/or website. And with the monument sign, subject to the removal of now serving beer and wine, or just the name of the restaurant and bakery and restaurant underneath that.
Okay. Or you could just leave the awnings blank if they don't want to put any
Yeah.
text, so,
Yeah.
okay. All right, do we hear a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you very much.
Appreciate
for the
that.
time. Appreciate it.
So here's a question. What was the name of that what was the name of the original restaurant or on Quotidian?
Yeah.
And it went to KFC, right?
Arby's maybe, or Roy Rogers, yeah.
Is Roy Rogers?
Yeah.
That was the original or went after?
After
Gino's,
Yeah.
then went to
Okay.
KFC.
Next on the agenda tonight is DRB 2017-38, the application of Mattress Factory at 209 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne, zoned under the Wayne Business Overlay District. And our application says ground sign, but it's actually a pole sign, wall sign, and an awning. Hi there, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good,
I'm Chris Conway, president of the Mattress Factory.
Barry Jacobson, Vice President of Form and Signs.
great, good to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I've got a handheld if you guys need one. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
rather than sharing the mic. Okay, thank you. Okay, so you're taking over at the old Toronto Oriental Rug location.
Yes.
Great.
It's good guys, very, very nice people.
Yeah, it's good to see it occupied too.
Yeah, we've been working on it a long time with them, trying to get it in there and we really want to make a nice, beautiful kind of boutique
Yeah.
store in there and
Yeah.
and get it going.
Well, it's a real nice store.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
got
it's
a
a
nice
great
facade
location.
and everything, and
Yeah.
great. All right, good. So why don't you walk us through what you have planned as far as signage goes? Maybe we'll start with the wall sign. How's that?
Sure. The wall signs are fabricated, reverse lit channel letters. They will, their metal fabricated letters will light the wall behind it with a soft glow, including the logo, swoosh. Everything lights as a halo effect. For the front wall sign,
Okay, so you've got 21 square feet,
right?
so you're well within your square footage requirements, which is good.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
great.
We thought the halo, from my perspective, from the business, we thought the area,
Yeah.
the halo is a little bit more to do than the face-lit channel letters that we generally do for our signs.
Yeah.
But it gives a little bit of a richer, like a
More
higher end look.
they wanted
Yeah.
a more upscale look.
Yeah,
than the
positively.
typical
Yeah, we
faceless channel letter.
I
I
mean,
thought
you-
it would look nice to halo look
nice
on the
one.
wall.
I know, you've got a beautiful bank next to you, you got the church across the street. I think it's,
yeah.
it'll be a little more subdued for that than
That's
the
what-
town.
That's what we were
Yeah.
thinking.
Right.
Okay, good.
And then we have next to it, flanking on both sides, Sunbrella.
Oh, okay, you know what, let's, before we jump off the, so your height is 13 feet from grade, so you're okay there, because we have the 15-foot max. And 14-inch letters, you guys are okay with 14-inch letters? Okay. Yeah, that's one thing we look at too. We don't want
Sure.
gigantic letters
Yeah.
sitting on Route 30 there, and believe me, 14-inch letters you could see from
Oh, yeah.
across
And it's-
town, so.
And it's still close to the road.
Yeah, that's it.
I
So
know
you're
we're
okay
coming
there.
back out.
Yeah, okay. So any other questions about the wall sign, Colin? You're okay? David, you're okay?
I'm good.
Okay, good. All right, so we'll move on to the awnings then?
Yes, both sides of the sign, we're going to be doing some umbrella fabricated awnings, canvas, blue awnings that'll aesthetically be on both sides. And obviously, one side of the existing building has a mosaic that we're going to cover because it's not symmetrical with what is going on now. So it's going to look better and nice and even, so.
Okay,
Kind of like decorative awnings.
Yes.
There's nothing on them, obviously, but just kind of to give a little balance to the building and.
I mean, it's only an 18-inch projection, so it's going to be like a sleek look opposed to aesthetics, not for functionality.
so it'll kind of match the paint trim on the building too?
Yeah, what we're
Okay.
doing there, if you see we've already pressure washed the building, and we're actually, where the peaks are, you see the yellow at the top there, where they had some, they were like kind of stained glass decorative fixtures. What we're doing, we took those off, patching that all in to match it up. We're going to paint those peaks the same to match the stone of the building. And then what we've got are black elbow lights, iron, that kind of come out and they shine, like you'll see throughout the town. That's kind of where I got the idea, is to shine back on the building instead of having those old broken fixtures up top.
Okay, so you're going to basically put some gooseneck lighting?
Gooseneck, that's what.
Okay.
Yes, that's what. Is that what it's called?
Okay,
But yeah, so we have 3 of those that'll go there. So everything will match. The building will look much brighter. We're actually going to seal and stripe the parking lot. So
Okay.
before we open, so when we're done, we're hoping that it's going to look kind of like a brand new building right in the middle
Yeah.
of town there. Got to bring it back to its glory.
Ray, would you want these fellas to bring in a cut of the goosenecks for our files, or? Yeah. Okay, okay, if you could, when you come in for your permits, could you bring a copy of the goosenecks, what they're going to look like?
Okay.
And they'll put it in your file,
Okay.
all right? So you're going to put 3?
Yeah, there's 3. What happens is the circles at the top are just 3 kind of broken. They had fixtures there with like big, like 100 and some watt bulbs behind, and they would light up like a stained glass window through at night. But I guess they're years old and they're broken, kind of falling off. So
Okay.
we patched everything in, and it's basically just your typical gooseneck, just a black iron that'll just come out, slightly project and kind of shine back. It's really decorative
Okay,
because we figured it would make that building look nicer there and match the theme that you see throughout the rest of the township.
Yeah.
Everything there seems to have those gooseneck lamps. So.
so you're going to put them right on top of the circles?
Right where the circles are, yeah. They'll come right out and
Okay.
they'll shine back down on the building. So just replacing those, because if we took them off, there's really nothing,
Right.
another stained glass fixture to replace there.
You guys are all right with that?
But
You're okay? All right, good. All right, that's good. Yeah, it's a
And then-
beautiful building. I think it needs a little
yeah, and
TLC at this
we
point.
really want to do
Yeah.
well for the guys there.
No, that's great.
They're really nice, the Tarani brothers,
Yeah.
Ruben and Benjamin. They are. They're really good.
Yeah.
Talking to her a while now.
Okay, so let's look at the pole sign.
And then lastly, we're going to be doing a pole sign, replace what was there, existing structure. That's a metal fabricated sign and with a push-through acrylic letter. So the letter will come through the face from the back, and you'll get a little edge glow from the side on the actual letter itself. It's a nice upscale look, and it's internally illuminated with LED. And so at nighttime, only the letters and logo will light up at night with the edge glow.
Will it appear that white in daylight?
I mean,
Or
it's
is
a
it more
picture.
like a clear?
I mean, it's white. I mean, that's their background, but I don't know if it's going to be as white as this. They're trying to show you what it looked like as far as a picture.
Yeah.
But
That's what.
Yeah,
it's a white, it's a
kind of-
metal, it's a
it
metal
jumps.
white
It's
background.
really
It's
jumps.
pretty bright. I think you've subdued the building, but this thing really pops. That was a little too much.
It's like a billboard.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I don't know if there's a way to subdue it.
Yeah.
Is the white like part of your logo?
Well, our logo's the red and blue, so if you
Yeah.
put that on any other back, and the white's just kind of neutral, so you just, maybe if you want to remove the red framing or something like that, I don't think there's any other way to really
Yeah.
do our logo colors on, black background or
If you want to go with
anything
a light-
else.
go with a lighter beige.
The other thing, the letters are 12 and a half inches. They're pretty good sized letters for a pole sign. It sits almost right on top of Route 30. I don't know, we can bring that down a little bit.
What was there?
You want to know?
Well, it was an Oriental Rug Company.
No, I know
and-
that.
and
Was
then
there a
pro-
sign on that
No.
pole?
Yeah.
Well, at one time there was. I don't know if the current tenant had a sign or not, but the Oriental guys had one.
I
Yeah.
think what happened.
There used to be one that had the hooks and everything, everything's there.
Yeah.
We're using everything that's existing.
Yeah, I don't-
I just think the contrast with the white, it really just, it pops.
yeah,
Too
yeah.
much.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Particularly given the location, the stage,
okay with that.
church across the street.
Right,
I have a
right.
question.
Yes.
Well, how about if we scaled back the background to more like the tone of the building, to a beige,
I think it'll look a lot better. I don't know
instead
how
of,
you guys
instead of
feel.
white?
No, no problem.
I'm just
Well,
wondering,
match
even
the
if, I'm just wondering if, you know,
Like
just,
a light
cons-
beige, at least our letters will still.
or somehow if you framed it, if you framed it where you kind of just minimize the white, I'm not sure if that would work, is it?
I mean,
or-
I have no issue if that's the main problem is the white being so stark there is making all the white like a lighter beige, similar to the color of the building.
Building, so it'll match the building. And it'll scale back. You see the building beige? Then it won't be as stark white and
Actually, it
contrast.
kind of might match the neighboring business too, the Bank of America, which is kind of that sand color.
I mean,
Anyway.
at nighttime, the white's going to go away.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
the only thing that's
Right,
light at night
it's-
is the letters itself.
Sure.
It's going to be a nice silhouette
Yeah.
letter.
Any way you can make even the sign a little smaller? It's pretty big. You max it out almost to the,
Well, truth be told, we were keeping it the same basic size it was there before, because the hooks,
Yeah.
the size of
Yeah.
that sign that was there before, the same size.
I-
We're putting those hooks on the same centers.
yeah. I'm not too sure the other previous sign got approved. I think it just kind of went up.
That's a pretty big structure.
Yeah.
Not doing no permits.
I just think with it, going back to your comment, the font, the size of the font itself, I mean,
It's big.
It's big.
Yeah, it's big.
And it really pops,
Yeah.
given as well, I think with what you guys did with the structure, I think it's great. But I just think with the sign, it's, I don't know, just,
Yeah, it's not too complimentary to the building. But- Well, let me ask you this, when are you guys thinking of opening up?
November 1st.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
But yeah. It's,
I was gonna ask if you wanted to go back and think about it and come up with a couple more plans and stop back and see us at our next meeting in November.
I mean, what if we just scale back to the size a little bit?
I have no problem. Whatever you guys
I mean,
would.
can we scale back the size? I mean, just do
Tonight,
the, I mean, if you're okay with a beige background,
Yeah,
and
I don't
scale
mind.
back the size a little bit?
I think
yeah,
that'll
I
work.
think that'd be a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, I just,
I don't want to get in your way. I mean, I don't want to be difficult.
No, I appreciate it, guys. I do.
yeah, I didn't think it's complimentary to the building,
Yeah.
so.
You know, I would always even recommend maybe going 72 to 24 inches,
That's big.
but then, I don't know.
I mean, if I went down 3 foot, I mean, I take a whole foot off it, 3 by 6.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
gets-
think that's not bad.
I mean, that's a lot smaller.
Okay.
Right, do you know the history of that pole? Is that,
I believe Bob was right. I think it just appeared and, yeah.
But that's been around for a while.
Yes, but
Yeah.
again, it was just something that appeared, I think,
Right.
without approval.
Yeah, I think I might have a picture. Wow, let's go back to 2012. Here we go. Can I?
Yeah, come on up.
This is actually, yeah.
Uh,
this is what we- this was
Yeah,
actually-
that sign never came in. Yeah, I was on the board at that time. Yeah,
So is that,
they put it up without approval.
what's the size of that?
Yeah.
Sir?
This should be probably about the size, this should be the size of kind of what we have there, huh?
I have to look at it, but I think it's, I mean, I know the width's gonna be about the same, because we had.
Yeah, the width is definitely the same.
Following-
I don't think this, with what I'm looking at right now,
Yeah.
That's not as offensive to me.
it's not as offensive because the colors, the background of the green blends in with the foliage.
Correct.
And that's to my mind, that's the issue versus which contrasting with your white, even if you use like a beige.
Well, yeah, I have no problem
Oh,
going to
beige
like
is-
beige,
No.
like there's something to match the building, like a light beige. And
But I just think it's like with the original color that you're showing me, or that you have
That
here.
kind of blends in with the
That blends in.
surroundings.
Surroundings a lot better.
Looks a little more historic.
Yeah.
That was their colors. with
This
the
was
gold.
their-
I know.
Gold, I mean, if you go
Yeah,
with
we
a
get
dark
that.
background like that, you know, lose the red and the blue. I mean, a beige is definitely, if we scale this back to a 3 by, and we make this thing a beige to match the building, it's gonna scale back. a
Yeah,
lot.
I agree.
Was there a way if we do the
I think we eliminate the white and go
Yeah,
to beige.
go beige and scale it back a
And
little
scale it
bit.
back a foot.
Okay.
I think it would definitely help.
All right, you guys agreeable to that then? We scale it back a little bit and we go with the beige?
Sure.
And you'll keep your red and blue
Yeah, because that's.
corporate colors?
That's our logo.
Okay, all right, appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, like I said, I think it'll be more complimentary to the building.
And I would still keep the border. I think the border looks
Right,
nice.
helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So everything, the size is okay, just the color has, we have to change.
No, we're
So
going
the
to scale.
size
So
would
there's
go
another
to 3
3 by
feet
6.
Yeah,
in height.
All right.
and again, it'll be dark at nighttime, black background at night. Okay. Check that sign out
Letters
too.
are lit?
The letters are lit with the background.
Right, the
The
background.
the sign can't swing,
No, it's
so
not
even though it
gonna
may have hooks, it's got to be
Right.
anchored down, okay. And what kind of conditions that pole in?
Fine.
Okay.
I think it'll hold a lot bigger
Okay.
sign than this thing.
No, I mean,
We're actually
th-
gonna paint that pole.
It
black
needs to go to
and actually-
paint?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of rusted a little bit, so
Yeah.
we're gonna paint the pole to match. There's another, black light fixture right next to it and everything else. So,
okay, good.
yeah, the idea is really just kind of give the building that upscale look, but it just needs a
Yeah.
little
Yep.
tender loving care.
Okay. Any other changes to the building that we should be aware of?
No, I mean, we've done, permitted, like, build-out work inside. but
Right.
Nothing on the exterior.
Are you going to have parking signs or not?
We do have them, they're private parking signs, that's what I just have to figure out is where do we put them.
Okay.
Do we put them on on the sidewalk in front there?
Mhm.
They're just, what I got, we're just like a black pole sign with like it's small, it's like 12 by 18, it's small. It just
Okay.
says, private parking for Mattress Factory customers only.
Okay.
Thank you for your cooperation. No, you're gonna be towed. if you
Right,
don't.
okay.
I want it to be, nothing
So those
negative.
spaces aren't numbered for public parking?
No, yeah, they're private spaces, so what we're gonna do
Okay.
is we're gonna seal the parking lot, so it'll be blacktop there, and then we're gonna stripe it, you'll have your handicap spot
Sure.
in the spaces. So-
Okay.
So it'll look, nice there, so it, you'll have a.
I wasn't aware of that.
What's that? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, they own the spots. Yeah,
Yeah,
what?
Ruben and Benjamin will always tell you, this is the only place
Yeah.
in Wayne where you don't have to.
And your address number, we'll make sure it's on the building somewhere.
It's already-
Yeah,
it's
it's in
already
I
the-
think it
there.
is somewhere.
It's already
Isn't it
there
over the
above
door?
the, yeah, it's
Yeah.
above the
But we're
door.
gonna put a new
Okay,
letter in it, because we're gonna clean all the windows and everything, so.
okay. And no sandwich boards?
No, no,
A-frames,
no.
none of that? Not on
No.
the sidewalk? Okay. All right.
If you want to see, I'll just show you some, I mean, this is kind of like.
Actually, you know what? If you want to have you use a mic, no, you can come up if you just want to use a handheld.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just brought some pictures, kind of the buildings. This is a store that we did in Plymouth Meeting that we took over. And then that's the inside of it. Here's kind of the look. So we're looking for a boutique, higher end, a lot of Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Blacks, that higher end customer. Here's the outside of the building before we took over. And then after.
Right.
So you see, we're a family business, but
Yeah.
we do kind of have that national look. We try to
Sure.
make ours our Oxford Valley store. So we want to do kind of the same thing for
Okay.
the building right there in the center, but something that matches with
Right.
the decor and the theme of the town.
Okay, good. So, and you're a chain of how many stores? you
This
have?
will be store number 14,
14, good.
Good for
Great.
you.
All right, good luck.
Yeah.
but all born and raised in Philly. So
Great, good.
Hometown.
All right. Okay, any other questions for our board? Comments, questions? You guys are good?
We're fine as far as code and all that stuff,
Okay.
as far
And
as
you-
square footage. Because he wants me to get going ASAP, because he's
Yeah.
opening November 1.
Yeah, we're going to make the approval now, and you're going to resubmit your plans to Peggy with the corrections and everything on that, especially on that pole sign.
Yes.
And the cuts of the gooseneck lights.
Okay.
Okay.
But in terms of giving those guys the okay to start building the sign?
Yeah, we're
be
going to
okay?
do that right now,
Oh,
so.
that's great.
Okay, so who wants to take this one?
In the matter of application number 2017-38 for Mattress Factory, approval of new wall sign, decorative awnings, and new hung sign, subject to the changes of size and background color, and the submission of gooseneck light fixtures. Matter of approval. Can I get a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Lots of luck to you.
Good luck.
Thank you. Okay, appreciate that.
Thank you, fellas.
Okay, have a good night now.
You too.
All right, next on the agenda tonight is DRB 2017-39, the application of M&T Bank at 367 West Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for wall signage. Hello there.
Good evening. Robert Stein from Compass Sign Company.
How you doing, Robert?
And of course, no one shows up from M&T Bank, but you guys are always nice
Thank
to
you.
us. We'll
Thanks.
see what we can do. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen this yet. They're at
Yeah.
367 West Lancaster Ave. They're going into a previous bank. We're not taking anything down. We are going to paint the existing boxes, hopefully put some new faces in, and if I can persuade them not to put lamps back in, I want to put LED lighting so it's better on the electric. It's probably 10 years of not worrying about going out in the winter and replacing lamps.
Sure.
Obviously, these would be on a timer. And 2 of the faces are on the building, and 2 of the faces are on the off, I don't even know how you would call that. That's like the ATM drive-up.
Right.
That sits by itself. They don't want to wrap the entire building. They only want to do 2 sides. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. So this has been a bank, this has been before us before at this location, so the cabinet's going to basically stay the same. You're just putting a new face on it
Absolutely,
Okay.
and paint the cabinet.
and paint the cabinets.
Yep.
It, yeah, it basically meets the square footage requirements. They're allowed 2 signs because they're on the corner property.
Yep.
So they get 2
Yeah, we're not
signs for
even
that.
taking the boxes down, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty easy one.
Yeah,
The only other thing that I was asked to come here. My nephew who handles M&T Bank, he had school tonight. In the last minute, he called. I don't know, what are the rules if they wanted to put some vinyl in the windows? The address always goes up in white for the fire marshal, but if they wanted to put a small band, and I didn't show it, and I'm probably not going to come back, I just wanted to know, is that something they allow, like a small band of?
Yeah,
like-
they're allowed, because it's zone planned business, so they're
Okay.
allowed 15 square feet of window space
Okay.
for signage.
Okay, yeah, it's nothing going to be obnoxious.
Right.
and the whole windows aren't going to be blotted out.
Okay. I don't know if Ray, if that's something you'd want him to come back for if they decide.
And that's okay if we have to. They called me today when I was
Yeah.
driving here.
Yeah, I think as long as it's under 15%, if
Right.
it's not objectionable.
Yes.
No, no.
Then I.
Okay. And again, maybe we'd ask you to submit that to the township for the
Absolutely.
files. But
Absolutely.
you don't necessarily have to come before us again.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What questions?
No.
The background's got to be dark at night?
Correct.
Okay, I guess
Oh,
the
yeah.
only thing is going to be the M&T Bank, and I guess that gold strip, if you want to illuminate that.
There'll be just the M&T Bank really that's going to
Okay.
light. That's the prominent. And the bank's not open late, and that will
Right.
go off with a timer probably. And then, yeah, obviously it won't be on during the day.
Right.
And we're not increasing the size of the boxes. They're staying exactly the same.
Okay. You have I noticed in a previous sign, there was the clearance of 8 foot, 9 inch, or whatever it said on it. Right. If you look at your, you have the same,
Yes.
I guess this,
So I'll go up here.
yeah, this trucks would come around the corner. I guess you don't want them clipping the overhang.
Oh, yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't know if you're going to put that on there
I'll
again.
make note to it. No,
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
What was it?
It's,
a
here it
good
is.
idea.
There's a better shot of it. On that teller booth,
Yeah.
the clearance sign, just so somebody doesn't nail that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm
There
glad
it
you
is.
mentioned that. Yep.
You want this?
Nope, I have it.
You have it?
Just made
Okay.
a note, and I'll make sure that's on the submission.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, good.
No, I'm glad we had
Yeah,
an
good
employee
catch.
take out a canopy, so.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
a good reminder.
It's good for your business, though. It gets clipped.
No, you know what? We've repaired a lot of them.
Okay.
But thank you.
Hey, Ray, it's kind of an interesting thing, that teller booth, or whatever you want to call it. Is there anything
Is there anything
that
in
is, well, in the old days, you had people actually working inside
it?
there.
Yeah,
You'd
but right
pull
now,
up.
is there an ATM in there?
There's nobody in there right now. It's vacant. Yeah. But is there anything that signage-wise for security or anything like that the township would ask to be put on that building, or
Yeah, no, I remember that.
anything you know of?
No, there's nothing. When we do the alarm systems and the alarm work, we'll get that information.
Okay.
That building is pretty secure, though. That little building, I think it's been run into once or twice, and
I'm
Hasn't
sure it
come down
has.
yet.
Okay, all right.
It's in the worst
Okay.
possible location.
I might want to ask a question, and I hope it doesn't affect, that's going to be open all night. Now, I don't think the township's going to want the green lights on all night, but there'll probably be some lighting around the ATM for when people drive up to feel secure. I'm just throwing it out there.
I
'cause
think there's lights under the overhang.
There is,
Yeah.
there is, and that's okay, right? It just, you know, how people feel a little nervous, because people, I use them in the middle of the night sometimes, but the green will not be lit all night.
Okay. All right, good. I guess the other thing is, again, the address number.
That usually goes on a window next to the front
Yeah.
door for the fire marshal.
Yeah, and-
Is there a specific height that they, like,
At least 4 inches. And-
Oh, yeah.
And there's I think, a back door in that building, too. You should put it on the back as well.
You got it. No,
Yeah.
that's good to have.
Yeah,
The fire marshal has to know where to go.
right. Any other changes to the building that you know of, or signage or anything like that?
That's it.
That's about it?
That is it.
You guys?
This is an easy one for
Questions
us.
for Robert, comments? Robert, you all right with us?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
No, you're one of the nicer boards, believe me.
Thank you, thanks.
Yeah, it's okay. When I have to come here, I'm not worried about it.
Okay, so you'll have to get your permits and stuff like that, so, okay, good.
Yep.
All right, who wants to take this one?
In the matter of DRB 2017-39 M&T Bank located 367 West Lancaster Avenue, I submit the application for approval for wall signs subject, which includes 2 signs on the main building and 2 signs on the kiosk building. With noting that on the kiosk building that there is notation of the clearance height. And I think that's it.
That's about it? Okay, do we hear a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great, thank you, Robert.
you, guys.
Appreciate
Always
it.
good to see you.
Thanks, you too, have a good night now. Okay. All
I
right.
still think the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
It was not Boston Market.
No, I think KFC was
Boston
there.
Market was there.
I think KFC was there, I think after.
I don't think
I'll put some
KFC.
money on that.
Yeah, I don't know, we'll talk about it. Okay. All right, last tonight on our agenda is DRB 2017-40, the application of Villanova University in the Pavilion Building at 800 East Lancaster Avenue in Villanova for 3 wall signs.
Thanks. Nick Cornelia here for Villanova. I'm pinch hitting tonight, that's why you're seeing me. Chris Kowalski's down in DC, and Bob Morrow has a school board meeting for the school.
Good, nice to have you here, Nick.
And let's see if I can get this thing. Ian, looks like unless I'm doing something wrong. I'm frozen. Oh, the mouse. I'm using, yeah. This, I know, there you go. The board has seen the pavilion previously and has approved it, and Villanova said at that time they're coming back with the signage for the pavilion. So you'll see here what basically, as you're walking up to the front entrance, remember it's a new front entrance now, as you're walking up, what you'll be viewing on the front entrance. Here is the building itself. Remember, it's just, it's still the same pavilion. They're just doing the interior renovations. We're just showing here the total street frontage, the total allowable signage area, which we're well under the total allowable signage area, and the 3 wall signs and the size of the 3 wall signs, which we'll go through. The main entrance sign being 60 square feet. The player entrance sign, which is where the old entrance used to be at the pavilion, 32.5 square feet. And then in the rear, which is not really visible to the public, there's a VIP entrance sign of 32.5 feet also. As I mentioned, that rear sign there is not visible to any of the public. It's that rear parking lot. You can see it as you're walking up. And I guess that's VIP parking too. So this is where the existing southwest view, and that's before the renovations are taking place, and that's where the new entrance is actually will be located. And this is what it'll look like. Here's the Finneran Pavilion sign that'll go over the doors in total compliance with all the zoning requirements. Size of the letters being 14 inches, the material being a brushed stainless steel, clear acrylic letter front, and internally lit. Size of the sign being 60 square feet. Height of the top of the sign is 9.5 feet over the mean level.
What do you guys think?
Looks great.
Looks nice, yeah. Looks great.
I think it's really attractive.
Yeah, I do
really,
too,
What
yeah.
they've done here with this whole entrance into the pavilion. This is the old entrance. And as we know, the pavilion and this entrance was getting old. So what is being intended here is it would be, the player entrance is what this would be now. And there was some guy there wearing a suit, a nice suit, standing in front with his arms folded. But that's going to be the player entrance. The intent, I believe, is to have a donor name on that. Again, it'd be similar, brushed stainless steel, backlit, and it would be at the highest point 11 feet 8 inches above ground level, and the square footage is 32.5 square feet.
Got it.
Jay, right.
That's what it looks like, yeah. He has a nice suit on and he had his arms folded. I think we've seen that, arms folded in front of the bench several
Yeah.
times. That's what I first saw. The first thing I picked out when I looked at the picture, that's Jay, that's Jay.
Okay. You guys okay with that sign? Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks, Nick.
And then this is the rear sign. You may have been there. We don't get in the back that much, because I think it still uses the VIP entrance, and you have VIP parking to get back there, which I don't have. But this is what it currently looks like. And it's going to be similar to where the player entrance would be. And you'll see basically the same thing, donor name. Again, it won't be seen from, can't see it from the street, can't see it from really anywhere but the parking lot. And it's very low because of the steps there as well. The height above ground is only 6 feet 8 inches. Again, brushed stainless steel, backlit, and the square footage is 32.5 square feet.
Looks good. Comments? Colin?
Are they taking parking away from the front?
No.
Colin, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I should have
you're not
introduced Mick Keelan from Athletics and Jim Matthews, who's the project manager. And I don't think, we're not taking any parking out, right, Mick? Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for us, Nick?
And then just to show the basic view of the ornamentation, this is what they're intending to do. And I think you've seen some of this before. You saw that blue on the building. This is the entrance as you're walking up to the entrance. The V is just the insignia, the Villanova sign. And these pylons are basically going to be, right now, the thought is these will be current players. As you're walking up into the pavilion entrance. Really wouldn't be seen from the street, wouldn't be seen from anywhere except for someone entering the pavilion from the main entrance. And I believe there's 5 of them there, 6 of them, and they'll be of current players. But right now, it looks like Archidiakono's there, who's not a current player, but it's just for, you know, what the intent would be. And actually, these would be lit from the bottom, as you see on the next photo. Again, externally illuminated, both sides from the base, and actually would provide the parking or the lighting for the walking into the pavilion in the evening. You'll see there's like, I think there's maybe this existing sign remains, and this existing light remains, the Gothic style light, and this Gothic style light is either being moved or remains, but the lighting, at least as you're entering, will come from the backlit images of the players.
Looks good.
At first, I thought they were like monitors, TV monitors.
Yeah, that you could see, yeah, the
That
game
they're
going on.
constantly
yeah.
changing.
Yeah, they haven't, don't give them any ideas, you know, but,
No, I think it'd be.
I think it's a great idea to have
Easier
the
way to
players,
change the
you know,
look,
showing
the
up.
imagery.
And then
Oh.
you can't have former players, but then it's gonna be like, how come my, you know, when the former
What
players
happens when
come, how come my picture's not?
one of the players sits or gets injured?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So what happens?
Yeah, we'll change it up. I'm sure they'll have the seniors, well, actually, there's no seniors this year, but they'll have maybe the juniors or the captains or something like that, you know, on it. But it's really, I think it's a really nice, attractive design. They've done a nice job with it for what the building is, which is It is what it is.
Yeah, it looks great, though.
Yeah.
Okay, comments, questions?
Looks
You
nice.
guys okay? Nick, any questions for us?
No, we don't.
No? Okay. Somebody want to make a motion for acceptance?
With the matter of DRB 2017-40, submit for your approval Villanova University's application for 3 wall signs located at the main and 2 ancillary entrances to the building.
Okay. Or a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, did we
Okay.
need anything on those pylons or those ornament stuff? Is that a design review thing, or is that
I
just
think it's more of a
something-
design element when
Yeah,
you
it's kind of
look at that
design,
as,
I mean,
more of a design element, Ray? Not so much signage itself, yeah, okay,
Okay, great.
no problem.
Okay.
All
Thanks,
right,
guys.
great, thank you, Nick, appreciate it. Okay, that wraps up tonight's meeting. Any other business for our board? Okay, we'll see you on, in November 8th. Thank you.
Thank you.